Hey guys, it's me, Jojo. I hope you guys enjoyed my last Storytime video. As I said in a comment that I made in my last video, I know that the microphone quality is completely garbage, and unfortunately, I don't have the money right now to get a proper microphone for recording these types of videos. So unfortunately, there's nothing that I can do about it, but I'll try and see if I can fix this in the future. But for right now, please enjoy today's story time about how my dumbass friend, who I don't hang out anymore, almost got me and him arrested by a police officer. So yeah, I think looking back at it now, it's a little bit funny, but also a little bit dumb. And I think that you guys might be able to, enjoy this video. And with that said, enjoy today's really crazy video. So today's story time takes place back in 10th grade. My last period for the day was about to be over. Once that was done, me and a few of my friends decided to leave class together and hang out for a little bit before we all decided to go home. We were walking around, talking, making jokes, and simply minding our own business. And once we get to the train station, that was literally a block away from the school, this is where the story kind of gets interesting, but also a little bit dumb, and you're about to see why. So we get to the train station, and one of my former friends, who for this story I'm gonna call Mike, taps me on the shoulder and says, hey dude, look over there for a second. I turn my head sideways, and I notice that there was a police officer on the other side of the block, so I say back to Mike, okay, what exactly are you trying to show me? And as soon as I say that, this motherfucker proceeds to throw a goddamn rock, a small rock, at a police officer. I don't know how or where he got the rock in the first place. All I know is that he just had one in his pocket, which, not gonna lie, is a little bit weird. Please don't ask. So anyways, my dumbass friend throws this little small rock at the police officer, and it lands square on the officer's forehead. And immediately afterwards, the officer shouts out, "What the fuck?" And after he yells that out loud in complete pain, me and a few of my friends stand there completely in shock for a few seconds, wondering what we just saw. Meanwhile, Mike over here is laughing his ass off because he was the one who threw the fucking rock in the first place. So I turn my head back at Mike and I ask him, dude, why did you throw that rock at the officer? Like, that was a really dumb thing. And he responds, well, I don't know, man. I just wanted to do it because it was funny. And I say back at him, dude, no. It's not funny to throw a rock at a police officer. He's most likely gonna come over here and try to, put us in handcuffs for your dumbass mistake. And can you guys guess exactly what happened right after I said that? Yeah, that's right. The police officer starts walking over towards us. So the officer walks over to us and he looks pissed. And for a good reason too, because my dumbass friend decided that it would be a good idea to throw a little rock at the police officer. So of course he's gonna be pissed. So anyways, the police officer comes over, looks at me and a couple of my friends, including Mike over here, and he says, look, I'm only gonna ask this once and once only. Which one of you threw this rock? Now, I said nothing, as well as my other two friends besides Mike, because we didn't do anything wrong and we weren't the ones who threw the rock in the first place. And I'm assuming that Mike was going to be the one to admit that he was the one that did it, but no, instead, he decides that it will be a good idea to point his finger at me and says to the police officer that I was the one that threw it. So I turned my head back at Mike and I said in my head, dude, what the fuck are you doing? And immediately afterwards, the police officer asked me if this was true, to which I said out loud, no, it's not. He was the one that threw it back. And I point my finger back at Mike, and the rest of my friends literally said that Mike was the one that, threw it as well. Like, he was the one that threw it. We did nothing wrong. Then the police officer turns back to Mike and says, listen, it's pretty obvious that your friends are saying that you did it, so please be honest. Then Mike finally decides to be honest and says that he was the one that did it and that he was very sorry. So then right afterwards, the police officer proceeds to curse him out for a good minute or two, basically saying how throwing a rock is a really dumb thing to do, that he should have known better, etc., etc. Then Mike says that he was being a dumbass and that he was very, very sorry and that he won't do it ever again. Then the police officer, thankfully, calms down a little bit and says that he's letting Mike off with a warning and that if he gets caught doing anything stupid again, then he will be put in handcuffs. Then afterwards, the police officer gets back inside his car and he drives off. So after the officer drives away, Mike proceeds to laugh out loud, to which I said, dude, that wasn't funny. Like, dude, that wasn't funny. That was pretty fucked up what you did. And Mike goes, dude, calm down. You're acting like a pussy. It's not that big of a deal. I'm like, dude, this is a big deal. You thought that it was gonna be funny to throw a rock at a police officer and try to get all of us arrested. How is that funny in any way, shape, or form? Then he goes, whatever, man, fuck you, and proceeds to walk out of the train station to who knows where, because I personally don't care at this point, and then leaves. So I say bye to my other friends, and I proceed to leave and go home. And then afterwards, I just stopped hanging out with Mike, and we stopped being friends altogether. Now, this wasn't the last time that Mike tried to, get me in trouble for something that I didn't do, but I'll save those stories for a different video, or two, depending on how many videos I make. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of the story about about how one of my former friends nearly got him and me arrested for his own dumb mistake. So, moral of the story is don't throw rocks, at random people, especially for no reason. I feel like this should be common sense. Like, this should be considered common sense for most people all over the world. But I guess there are some people in the world that don't know how to use common sense, which is weird, but okay. And yeah, that's my story for today. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more of my really dumb videos in the future. A link to my Instagram will be placed in the description below if you want to look at it and check it out. This is JoJo, signing out. Peace.